3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1000. Before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So I could be talking to someone who feels frustrated about something. Maybe you feel like your boundaries have been crossed or violated, and what really doesn't help with this frustration is feeling like it isn't being taken seriously as you deserve, not just by the person who crossed your boundaries, but people who aren't even involved. But I do want you to know that there are people out there in the world who do value the boundaries that you set, and do value standing up for yourself and protecting yourself. Maybe it could also be helpful to reflect on this frustration and what you can do to release it or redirect it into something that you are passionate about. For me personally, it's doing this reading right now here for you. I brought that up because I know exactly what that feels like. I'm feeling that right now. And I just want you to know that you are not alone with this frustration and having to deal with people who don't respect your boundaries or your voice or what you have to offer. You and me both deserve to be surrounded by people who do value us and respect us and have our back, you know? There's something here about being on a team. Whatever you are trying to overcome or work through, you don't deserve to do it alone. And I hope that no matter what, even if you are doing it alone, you keep moving forward. And I just saw the number 333 on the timer, which is about self-expression and communication. You could really, really resonate with the idea of using your voice and standing up for yourself. There could be something here that you really just need to release or get out, especially if you're feeling frustrated. The number 3 can also be about healing and growing and making a commitment. And if you've already made a commitment, this is confirmation to stay committed. If you haven't made a commitment, maybe the first one that needs to be addressed is the one that you have to yourself. That aligns a lot with the idea of using your voice and standing up for yourself. I believe that to attract people who stand with you and have your back, you first have to be willing to stand with yourself and to have your own back. And I saw the number 432, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. So if you feel like you're standing alone right now, that's happening for a reason. And one reason, at least, that I feel is for you to be able to see how truly strong and capable you are, regardless of who's in your circle. There could be something significant here about asserting your independence and taking ownership of your own decisions and how you show up in the world in general. Just embracing all of who you are, including what you do have control over, and maybe even what you don't have control over. Let's get into interpreting the number 1000 now. I can't believe, almost. I kind of expected to be this committed to this channel, but 1,000 videos that's a lot. But I guess it makes sense when you upload every day for between like 2 and 3 years. Has it been that long? I don't know. But starting with the number 1 in 1000, that is about trusting yourself. And for this reading, I'm also feeling believing in yourself as well, in your strength, and your ability to visualize, to dream, to hope. The 0 is about cycles, beginnings and endings. It's about change sometimes too. And since there are 3 zeros, I do think that you are going through either one big, massive change or many changes that I feel are a result of your own transformation. Either way, you might be feeling overwhelmed. So, if it feels like things are moving too fast, the best way to slow things down for yourself is to stop distracting yourself, to relax, meditate, sit in the silence, or watch a really long video, I think there's just a general message here to not, among all this chaos, don't forget to take care of yourself and to be patient with yourself and the process in general. And I usually add up these numbers, but 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is still 1. So, again, trust yourself, believe in yourself, keep the faith, keep the hope, and pay attention and listen to what your intuition and your inner voice are trying to tell you and where they're trying to guide you. Again, I just want to say, trust yourself. Especially if you feel like you're standing alone right now. As long as your intentions are good and you're generally doing the best that you think you can, that's all that matters. Stay true to who you are, to what you believe, feel, and think, and the choices that you want to make, not what the naysayers or people who disagree with you want you to choose. You're allowed to disagree with other people and to live differently, and it's okay to have people, all of us, we always have people in our lives or outside of our lives just watching from a distance who have their own judgments. So just keep doing you and only prioritize what you think, how you feel, what you believe, what you choose to do, what you want to say. Of course, be open to criticism. Don't want to run the risk of, only listening to yourself. Just, you know what I'm saying. You know who to listen to and you know who not to listen to. And the person that you should listen to the most is yourself. But not always. Trying to find a balance there. To move into the cards portion of this reading now, starting with a couple of cards from the Prisma Visions Tarot to see what first wants to come out for you for this reading. Okay, so I have the Ace of Swords. This energy, the element there is air. I feel like this is about some sort of spiritual awakening or realizing something. Maybe you realized it already, or something in the past, or you will realize something in the future, or wake up to something in the future. It really just depends on where you are on your own timeline. This card can also even just be about mental clarity, knowing exactly how you feel, what you think, and what you believe, because you are honest with yourself about your own thoughts and feelings and beliefs. I know that swords here in general, especially the ace, can be about truth. So is there a truth that you are denying yourself? Or is there a truth that you have already awakened to that you feel called to act on? I think these are important questions to ask yourself. Second and last card from this deck is the King of Wands. Got a little bit of a glare there. But the King of Wands is a leader. I just saw the number 111. Another sign there to trust yourself. Do you feel called to lead in some way? Maybe you're standing alone because you are meant to do things differently and you are meant to be a leader. And I did see the number 122 on the timer, which is a sign that change starts with you. So when I say it's okay to do things differently, to prioritize your own thoughts and feelings and beliefs and desires, I mean it. I feel like you can trust yourself more than you might think. You can believe in yourself more than you might think. I just felt something here about your self-confidence. Before the King of Wands, it is the Queen of Wands, which the Queen of Wands is all about confidence. I perceive the pages and the queens as what's going on the inside, and the knights and the kings as what's going on the outside. That's how I look at femininity and masculinity. But I feel like this is really confirming what I said about wanting to act on some sort of truth. Maybe something is blocking you, even if it's yourself, from acting on some sort of truth, something that you know, that you feel, that you believe in. I think it's important that you really take a deep look at, if depending on how deep you need to go, just take a deep look at what is stopping you. I mean, I think it's more than likely going to be fear. And that's when it's important to ask yourself, is this fear trying to protect me? Or is it just limiting me? Do I already know what's going to happen and that scares me if I act on this truth? Or am I afraid? Or do I not know what's going to happen and that's what scares me? I do think it's really, really important to trust yourself no matter how you choose to move forward. Alright, I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a couple of cards from these box of cards. We're going to start with trying to grab it. Well, looks like we got 3 of them. Which one do you want me to take? We got 2 advice cards. You know what, let's feel called to take those both. Because on the back side, they say advice. Not all of them say that, but the first one is the Queen of Pentacles. It says, joyful, content, kind, caretaker, independent, humble, and abundant. There's confirmation there for whoever feels called to assert their independence. And the queens by themselves, the Queen of Wands is also before the Queen of Pentacles. And at least with the way that I interpret the cards, I feel that the Queen of Pentacles is a manifestation of the Queen of Wands, which is interesting because I also feel that the queens are a the kings are a manifestation of the kings. Queens. Let's go ahead and look at this next one. It is the Two of Wands. Wow. Pretty strong confirmation here. You are ready to start making plans. Be realistic. Don't be hard on yourself. You will get there when you're meant to. So yeah. Before the Two of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and we already have the Ace of Swords. I do really think that you have an opportunity here to act on not only something you know, but also something that you want. And this reading is here to confirm to you to take the action that you feel called to take. The number 2 is about a lot of things, but it can be about balance and peace, inner peace. Maybe you feel called to pursue that through taking action. It can also be about choices and prioritizing what means the most to you. And the last way that I interpret it is confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that you feel connected to. So maybe there is a significant person or group of people or a situation that you feel called to be connected to or a part of, and this is a confirmation to go for it. Like I said before already, look at what's holding you back and then figure out how to not let it do that, because you deserve to move forward in a way that is honest and aligns with what you actually want.